Well, hello, National Geographic friends. My name is Mark Jackson. I am a 6th and 7th grade social studies teacher as well as faculty advisor for Rowton Middle School Student Council in Norwalk, Connecticut. When you look at using the National Geographic framework, it was an interesting experience because, I really enjoyed immersing the students in the hands-on materials using the National Geographic framework. It was definitely moving me in a different direction that I didn't expect because I was already using a lot of inquiry-based questions. I was doing hands-on techniques, but I didn't have them dig deeper. And even just using the teacher certification page, and even with me currently working on the geo inquiry page, it made me ask students different perspectives when it came to geography and the world around them. Having them act, or ask questions and get involved, which led me to not one, but two projects. I chose to do a community-based project. One of the projects my students do during the course of the year is they go to a local history place here in the town of Norwalk. And what they have to do is it's a place called the Heritage Wall. And typically students go on a field study. They analyze the plaques on the wall, which talks about the different diversity of the city of Norwalk. And they really just, it just gets them into local history, tying into that concept of the different spatial views, looking at the community, and just getting more involved with history of their city outside of just my classroom. And I had a group of students, 5 girls, who actually came to me and asked, Mr. Jackson, is there anything we could do to get the Heritage Wall updated? Because that's one of the questions on my scavenger hunt, which is your heritage on the wall? If it isn't, what could be done to solve the problem? And I've been asking this for years, and students just answer it, oh, it's not there. Maybe I could write a letter. And this year, I actually had a group of students who took action based on the project, it was great because it pushed them and it used all of the Nat Geo certification and curriculum as part of what they did. They looked at a problem. They were able to analyze the problem. And we got permission from my principal to actually go and interview the mayor about getting the Heritage Wall updated. And he pointed us in the right direction. The students actually asked questions to the mayor. They then interviewed the director of Parks and Recs, who's in charge of maintaining the Heritage Wall. Is there any way that they could get the wall updated? He wasn't sure, so he pointed them in the right direction. The students we went to the city archives, and they interviewed the local historian there, and the students were able to piece together over the last few months the actual process of putting together a write-up that is now going to be used as a historical document for the city of Norwalk about the foundation of the Heritage Wall. It is actually going to be used to showcase the various diversities that are represented on there, various cultures. And it also shows people how they can go about getting their culture added to the Heritage Wall. The students were actually just interviewed today by our local media. It is going to be in the local newspaper tomorrow, which is fantastic. The students really got a better appreciation for local community. It taught them interview skills. It made them dive deeper in local history. And that's all of the foundational supports of what makes a great inquiry-based lesson. And it used all of the elements of the National Geographic framework. The second project that my students were actually through my student council. And being a student council representative, the students hold elections. Some of them are volunteer, and we do it through an enrichment program here at my school. One day I was asked, okay, Mr. Jackson, do you see if any kids are interested in going to this common council meeting and seeing if they would be interested in promoting banning plastic bags? I said, okay, I'll reach out to my students, see what they want to do. So I had 4 students that were interested in going, so I contacted the parents. We went to the Common Council meeting. I had no intention of having the students talk at the Common Council meeting. We were talking with the representatives of Skip the Plastic. They were very happy the students came out to support this concept of banning single-use plastic bags in the city of Norwalk. And as the public speaking sector came onto the stage, students were inspired by the people that were talking about the effects of single-use plastics in Norwalk on the environment. And so one of my student council members actually got up to speak, and she talked about the importance of banning single-use plastics and the effects it would have on the local Long Island Sound watershed. Again, I was blown away. I was not expecting this. It showed how the students can be empowered to do whatever drives them the most, what really motivates them. And when you look at the National Geographic framework, that's way up there in terms of them reaching out, not just locally, but looking at the world spatially, through local history, through global connections, because plastics, it's a major issue around the world. So it ended up getting passed in the committee. It went to the full board to vote. So I asked more students, do you want to go to the full Common Council meeting where it's going to be voted on? You can speak. And then the president of the student council, she spoke. The same girl spoke up again. And the part that really moved me during all of this was when the Common Council members actually spoke up. There were 2 brand new Common Council members at the time. And they said the fact that the students were the ones who actually motivated them to do this. So I took a lot away from this, because the students were the ones that drove the Common Council members to vote in favor of banning single-use plastic bags. I really took a lot away from the National Geographic experience. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you enjoyed listening to my capstone project. Thank you.